As an artist, there is nothing I love more than coming into the studio on a Monday morning. The space is freshly reset. Everything is where it needs to be. There's this just like energy of creativity and aesthetics and beauty and equipment and tools and stationery, and I just can't wait to get started. Unfortunately, that is not today's reality. It has been several weeks of chaotic working, and because I use the space for so many different things, for the beginnings of my painting, for my photography, for working on maquettes for sculptures, for different projects, and I'm often doing all of that at the same time, things can get a little hectic. And by nature, I am someone who likes order and organisation and everything put in its little place. But also, as a creative and as an artist, it just naturally happens that our studios end up being this cauldron, this boiling pot of energy and ideas. And if I slowed down to tidy everything as I went along, I feel like I would lose that spark of kind of inspiration, creativity, intuition. And so sometimes things look a bit like a car crash, and I feel like I'm on some like weird level of Jumanji right now where like the whole studio is an obstacle course, hazard warning. And so normally I would never share my space looking like this because a little part of me dies inside. But I thought today this is legitimately what I am doing. I need to reset the space, I need to tidy, I need to organise, and therefore I thought that you could hold me accountable whilst getting a little sneak peek at the studio, and let's tidy together. I'm not sure what I'm going to listen to. I'm currently finishing Throne of Glass. I'm on the final book. I've lost steam a little bit because I went on a trip away and it just like, it wasn't, I'm very like, I need the right book for the right trip, and it like wasn't the right book for the right trip. So I do need to get back on that because I often like tandem read different books. I like audiobook part of it, I read part of it, because otherwise I just don't have time to just sit and get through as many on my TBR list as possible. Or I may listen to a playlist. Whatever I do listen to, I will share. If I do listen to my studio playlist, if you're interested, I'll pop that on the screen somehow. I'm sure that you can share like a QR code, or I'll just leave it linked. But I think that's enough talking, and I'll show you. God, this is actually mortifying to me, but I'll show you how things currently stand in this chaos pit of a studio. So the space is actually split into two sections. For context, if you haven't seen my previous videos, the studio is on a farm in Sussex. It's part of like an old barn unit. This side is definitely the worst culprit. I think some of it is to do with, like I said in my last video, like I just moved straight in and started using the space, and it's not really functioning and set up exactly how I need it to, and not in today's video, but I do think over the coming weeks and months the space is going to change quite significantly. But today is just tidying, Claire. Just tidying. So this space is definitely worse. This is kind of like my office, research, landing phase where I like mess around, play, edit. And then the space that's behind you is like my shoot and photography and lifestyle space. As I said, this is the worst side, so let me give you a little better view. There's just a lot going on. So much needs to be recycled. I'd actually kept a lot of materials because in my brain as an artist, I mean, I'm always outsourcing, upcycling, recycling. And I thought that from my new chair that like all of this cardboard and packing would somehow be useful, but it's not. It's just become a wardrobe dumping ground. Don't even want to talk about this. All of these artworks at some point are going to go into storage because it's hard to kind of see under this blanket of just stuff. But this space is actually quite big, and I think that this is where I want to have my ceramics and painting. I've also got all of my lighting equipment, and bits from the other space need to be put away. Behind all of this artwork and cardboard is like my, I would say, like cornucopia drawers. We're not doing those today because that is a whole thing in itself. Just packages that need unboxing, like electrical equipment. It's a lot. You can kind of get another perspective from this angle. The fire extinguisher's actually up because I really want to take this carpet up because I just want a concrete floor, which obviously means just emptying the whole space, which again is not a job for today. This side of the studio I think isn't as bad, but it is kind of equally chaotic to my mind. Just nothing's where it needs to be. So I think less chatting, more doing. I'm literally always fighting a losing battle with the wind because it is, actually I mean it's glorious because it's so hot again, but it's a very dusty yard, so everything kind of like blows and sweeps in front of the studio, all of like the leaves and like especially at harvest time, but we're making progress. Sometimes you start and then you realize how much there actually is to do, and obviously I get distracted. I just came across this, which is actually for a project that I'm working on. I mean eagle-eyed people might be able to work it out, but I can't quite share what that is just yet. And I also came across some of my bits for my battery power station project and also for Murrayfield that I just did with Skyscanner and Scottish Rugby. And it's like that thing of like clearing out your wardrobe, and then by the end of it you look like someone very eclectic because you've just like tried everything on. I think it's the same with an art studio. I think they're like archives and treasure troves of our creative lives and careers. So like we just collate and curate and make and destroy. I kind of feel like that's maybe a poetic version of the process: absorbing, collecting, collating, curating, making and destroying. I think I feel like I'm in the middle of like a destructive / creative process, because we're tidying and I'm talking to you because I'm procrastinating. So let's continue. So this was for Battersea Power Station. And this was just like a test section where actually, like, I think it was about 7 hours into printing, the printer malfunctioned, as you do. But the actual project was something like 270 square meters of fabric. So this is just like an offcut that can make it into this. I mean, okay, I will continue now. Is just so hot. I think I'm going to definitely have to look into getting some sort of air conditioning at some point, just, you know, actually to more than anything for my equipment and to maintain the like humidity levels for the artworks and my humidity levels as well. I really want to get to a point where I can put all my books and organise those kind of more surface level elements, but I just wanted everything to be kind of put away clean and organised and tidy first. With my books, I've tried everything. I've done author, I've done genre, I've done alphabetical, but the thing that satisfies my soul the most is colour. So that is how we will be maintaining the shelves, but everything needs to go back. And also, I just thought it was really fun to point out. So I've got this really old test print of Head in the Clouds, and then I thought now I'd just done my print drop, I would put Cloud 9 next to it. And the story behind this artwork, because I think I made Head in the Clouds about, I think it's about 6 years old, that artwork now. And then a couple of years ago, Country and Townhouse magazine, they'd fallen in love with that artwork and they wanted to commission me to do the cover of their spring summer environmental health edition, but they wanted the artwork to kind of have this optimistic spin. And so I recreated the artwork. And now, yeah, it's just, I love having these, as I was saying earlier, I think that artists kind of, in a sense, it's like with books, we are collectors, we are curators, we are treasure hunters. And it just, I love having these artifacts in the studio. There is such a nice cafe on the farm, so I may go treat myself to a little decaf iced latte. Can't do the caffeine anymore. Oh, that's a whole other story. But it's so nice outside and I'm so hot, and I just think a little break in nature and a little coffee will do me the world of good. But I just want to do a few more bits before we take a break. And then I do feel like we're making progress. It just feels slow in my mind. Now I will have no arguments. I will have no arguments. This is the only pen, the best pen, the pen to write with. My husband absolutely hates these pens. He hates these pens and thinks they're terrible. But for me, this is like, like a biro. I can't write with a biro. Absolutely not. So to me, these are the elite pen and must have a supply on my desk at all times, because they do like to disappear, apparently. I think it's the elves. They keep taking them. Literally one of my favourite things is walking down here and just having a coffee, having some lunch. I'm just so like grateful to be like out in nature, but also to have something so like fun and delicious, so local. So it's not an everyday treat, but it is like, you know, when I just need a little pep in my step. Yeah, so thought I'd just bring you with me before we finish the job. Well, there is something about a reset that just, for me, really clears my mind. I think it's quite therapeutic. There's definitely some areas, well, actually, to be fair, I didn't expect to get them done today. There's many things that really need to be gone through properly, like my work chest, which is essentially a cabinet of curiosities. There's lots of kind of storage boxes which had come from my shipping container, which I now no longer have, but I'm probably getting a new one because I really just want to like free up the space. But overall, I'm very happy with the progress that has been made. I have a super busy week, a lot of projects I'm waiting for feedback on from clients and collectors for like next stages in terms of like collaborations we're doing and commissions. But there are videos that need to be filmed this week, and also I'm starting work on how I'm going to set up the painting studio. So this has kind of, I think, set me up for success, hopefully, for the rest of the week. I really appreciated you holding me accountable and cleaning with me. There's nothing, I think cleaning and dejunking and tidying always seems like a bigger task in your mind, and like it's so easy to put it off. But as someone who just absolutely relishes organised, productive space, this has made me very happy today. So I hope you have a lovely week. Thank you again for joining me. If you are enjoying, this is like the third Monday in a row, I think. I'd love it if you would, you know, stick around for a bit longer. I loved seeing all of your comments last week. So yeah, it's a new venture and I appreciate you being here. Still, as you see, I still haven't worked out the sign off. I'll see you next week.